Season 2, lights on, here we go. Division 1 battlefield, front row. Taco's got the crown, heavy as a weight. Darkhorse breaking in, kicking down the gate. This ain't practice, this ain't warm-up. New blood's here and the volume's turned up. Every step's a fight, every inch a war. Only one leaves standing, only one wants more. Clash at the start, fire in the night. Champion and challenger ready to ignite. Week one's loaded, no room to hide. TP is alive, let's collide. Fast hands, cold nerves, midpoints in sight. Every move's pressure, no end in the fight. History versus hunger, crown versus climb. Right here, right now, it's the moment in time. Clash at the start, fire in the night. Champion and challenger ready to ignite. Week one's loaded, no room to hide. TP is alive, let's collide. Division 1, Season 2. The sound of war is coming through. Clash at the start, fire in the night. Champion and challenger ready to ignite. Week one's loaded, no room to hide. TP is alive, let's collide. Let's collide.
Hello and welcome back, everyone, to some Premier League Week 1 action. I am your host, Caparzo, once again bringing you a matchup here, part of the Premier League, with Taco taking on Division 1 newcomer 3-5 here on Omaha Beach Artillery Battery. So this is a match I think a lot of people have been looking forward to this weekend. I know I certainly have been when I was doing the caster assignments and I saw that there was an open side over here. I just couldn't resist getting in on this one. With my experience playing 3-5 over these last couple weeks and months and just various friendlies, they're a team who's come into this season with the mentality of a Division 1 team. They're not a team that you can really count out, and they are going to give any of these teams that are also in Division 1 a run for their money, in every game that is played against them. So speaking of those other teams, we can take a look at the other teams here in Division 1. So we'll pop that up here, and what we see is so far today, or this weekend I should say, Legion and 6th both coming away 1-0 in their matchups against Exodus and Merc respectively, leaving just Taco and Darkhorse here, which I said before the cast that I do a better job of trying to call them Darkhorse, but I will slip up here and there. But Darkhorse and Taco here with the last matchup of the weekend in Division 1. And we'll see who the three teams are going to be that are going to be 1-0, and the three teams are going to be 0-1. So some really great games so far this weekend. The Legion game against EXO last night was, I caught the replay this morning. That was really, really entertaining watch. And Canal Crossing is the other been the midpoint that's consistent between the 6th and Merc game. Two different sides of that one winning. So kind of interesting for the statistics when we put them together come to the end of the season. But for this one, we are on artillery battery. Darkhorse will be playing the Axis and Taco will be playing the Allies. So right off the bat here, we're looking at artillery battery on your screen here. And for the Germans, the big tough part of pushing this point is that you have this group of housing and this hedge line here that is essentially has to be your front line. If you have orchards over here, that's one thing. It's a little bit more sustainable, but if you have the midpoint up here, which, its name escapes me right now, Church Road, there we go. It's much more difficult just because of this church acting as such a hinge point for both of these teams. If you control this as the Allies, you kind of give yourself a nice spread out there into the middle of the map and are able to exert your influence out here on the Church Road area. Also assists in the orchards cap as well, should that be the lined up point. If you're pushed out of this group of housing here as the Germans, it is a really, really hard battle to get back there. Now, for the Allies, they, debatably, at this level, these teams don't really have trouble getting off the beach. But, at earlier stages of the game, sometimes teams would struggle with getting off the beach. Now you can prep it. Now you're practicing this, 100 times before the game. So don't expect to see any issues, especially with a team like Taco coming off the beach. But here, there's obviously a lot more cover and room to kind of maneuver over here as the Allies. Sometimes people play this as the Allies for the recap, so you might see Taco come out maybe with a little bit more map control, playing up to the church if they maybe don't intend to cap right off the bat. I think Darkhorse and 3-5 as the Darkhorse as the Germans will be much more focused on getting this first cap, because it is very, very important to establish your line here, move up to kind of this half wall. Tanks you're going to see playing a lot here in the south area, as well as just up here in between the church and artillery battery. So that's where I expect our armor engagements will be fought here. But up here in the meat grinds, really, there's no substitute for infantry getting up in there and in the trenches, in the bunker, and seeing how this is going to unfold at the start here. So let's get a quick player check for everyone. 50 and 47, we just need 3 more. Both sides of this one is going to be casted. My counterpart on the other end will be SassyAnna, so be sure to pop her stream up on the other side and make sure that you're not missing any of the action from anywhere here. Hello, Leroy. Welcome to the chat. We should be underway here shortly. And yeah, I expect to see a really big-time heavyweight D1 matchup here. I'm really excited for what 3-5 is going to bring to the table here. Darkhorse, again, man, it's going to take some time, but I am going to try for you guys. Is going to bring to the table here in D1. These two teams don't really play too often. 3-5 typically is scrims against Legion, so they do have that experience playing against a Division 1 team, and I can just say from personal experience, they're definitely a team that you can't just go into a game without a game plan and just walk all over. They're a great team, and they've improved a lot. Taco here looking to defend their Division 1 title in last season of the Premier League. So a lot on the line for them too. Everyone wants to start out week 1. And there's been questions about how what the regular season means here. And so every one of these teams is going to be playing once. They're going to play each other once throughout this regular season. Every other week you're going to have a different opponent. And what's going to happen is when we get to the playoffs, all those matchups are going to be used to determine seeding for the playoffs. And you might say, well, then what's even the point of a regular season? You can just lose every game. And yeah, you could, and you'll end up playing the winner of the Division 1 regular season. But the reason why I think that that's good is because, and I touched upon this with the Insiders podcast this last weekend with Snow and Bear Jew and Crawley, but there's not a lot of things that are or points and midpoints that are equal 100% in our game. So to take one match and then potentially disqualify a team from the playoffs for that, where there's a lot of things that were working against them in the first place, I think it's kind of makes more sense to use it for seeding and then have the playoffs determine that, and this is kind of like a best of three. Or I guess you can a best of three that you can win on the second after losing the first. But I guess that's the fun of the playoffs, and what I always love about the playoffs in our leagues is to win and go home. It doesn't matter how good of a regular season you have. You got to play when it matters the most, and when this match determines if you're gonna get a second one. So do another quick check in here. Looks like maybe a white chat issue that's being sorted out, so give them some time to know how this goes. As it stands, we're only 8 past the start time, so as Division 1 matches goes, this is actually relatively on time still, so let's hopefully this gets sorted soon. Other matches we could talk about in Division 1 for the weekend is, I guess we can just talk about the canal crossing extravaganza that's occurred in the league this past week with, I think it was like 5 canal crossing games, 2 of the 3 matches in Division 1 being canal crossing. So that was certainly interesting. The winners of both of those games were on either side of the faction side. So Legion winning as the Axis, and then 6th winning as the Allies. So kind of an interesting, and I guess credit to the teams who chose to play it. It is a fairly even point if we're seeing that sort of that parity between the factions. Not something very common in our game, very much at all. But I hope everyone's weekend has been going well. It's been another busy weekend in the Premier League, so after this week, we get back into more of the Division 6 through 9 action, so sub 35 and below teams. Those guys having a week off after their inaugural weekend last weekend. It's been good to see some teams that have come back into this, like HLLE getting a win against 22nd yesterday. HLLE obviously for the long time listeners out there and watchers of our tournaments, a team that is a original team, top of the game, took a step away for a season, but now back here in Division 2 and starting off strong with a 3-2 win against a great opponent in 22nd. But still a long season ahead. We are playing all the way into January here with the playoffs, so it's really not about how you start, it's about how you finish, and we'll see if these teams could keep up the momentum and overcome a little bit of a stumble at the start, because I said this in the Insiders again on Friday, but I'd be surprised in Division 1 if we had a team go undefeated. I just don't think that I think the parity this season, more so than others in Division 1, is going to give every team a loss along the way, whether that comes in a loss that is earned by, just play on the field, or if the loss is just earned from preparation is another thing. But I do think there'll be a couple upsets, so every one of these games is worth watching. I'm certainly excited to be a part of another season in the Premier League. Now just missing 2 guys. We got it, guys. If you guys are looking for some games to watch this weekend that you might have missed, I had a cast of the 75th versus 50A yesterday, and if you are unfamiliar with 75th as compared to 50A, since 50A has been part of TPL before, I'd suggest giving that a watch, especially if you're another team in Division 5, because they're a team to look out for that the 75th is, and I think that they can be a sneaky favorite there. I mean, Rops obviously showed a really good match yesterday, but still kind of struggled in the early going there. So I think D5 is a lot more wide open than people are giving it credit for. That's a division that I'm always tuning into. So don't get caught up here, viewers, with just watching the D1 games. Like a lot of casters that I speak to, all talk kind of about how sometimes these 35 and 30s matches are way more interesting in terms of what teams are able to do. You can do a lot of red zone stuff. You can do, the commander abilities, and the airheads that actually work are so common, and it's really fun. But we can talk a little bit about the midpoints here, or like the offset nature. So if we had something that looked like this, I think that this would just be a massive meat grind. Like, I don't see a way that this, unless Taco really gets a big advantage, if this was the exact situation on Church Road, I think that this would just be a big time slog fest with the Church kind of being the cap on that fighting. WN71 is a very, very hard point to push as the Germans. It is so far. That is a lot of diagonal ground to cover, with first having to overcome, the initial defenses of Taco here, and then moving through this town and all these open fields and through another just massive open field. I'd be surprised to see 3-5 able to get a 4-1 in a situation where WN71 is the fourth point for them. Similar to the point down here, and I can't remember its name right now, but that one is also not easy to push, just with all this open ground. So I think 3-5 is going to be playing for a 3-2 more than Taco is, just with the terrain that's afforded to them, not talking about skill of these teams whatsoever. But I suppose that's why we play the games, and we will see what goes on. But how many? We're at 50 and 50, so we should get a flip here soon. Let me just make sure everything is good. Let's see what we got here. Just make sure there's no one needing a flip. I think they should be flipping it here in a second. Alrighty. So flip is imminent, and we'll be underway. We're going to be joining a Pirate at the start here, which I believe it is Darkhorse's artillery player. I know that because he has been absolutely destroying me in some of the scrims that we've had against them. So that's a name to look out for on the Archon here after this one. Wonder what he's going to be able to put together here. Alrighty, and there we are with the flip. We will join Pirate here at the start. Alrighty. Oh shoot. I'm on the Germans. I joined a little too early. There's Pirate. There he is, an option. Alrighty. Let's get this underway. So if we look at the map here, it is a double offset, so that is absolutely crazy. that's going to be really, really tough for both these two teams to push. But and then look on the on the 3-5 side, it's all diagonal up the way. So we'll see how that plays out for Taco if they have to push all the way up there. So just double check. Okay. So right off the start here, we're seeing 3-5 coming out the gate with 1, 2, 3 trucks, another supply truck already waiting over here. Taco on the other side of things and already at the wall. Obviously much shorter distance for these guys to run with the ocean taking up an entire sector. Oh, shoot, I forgot to start the timer. That's my bad. There we go. And we'll see if we can maybe catch some snipes here at the start, ladies and gentlemen. I think, this is kind of the territory that you see them. There might be some stuff a little further away with some AT guns that you might be able to pull off, and we can see some of that maybe going on the Darkhorse side of things. We're seeing their opener now unfolding here with all their trucks lined up. Taco, same thing on their end, so we will catch these opener. Taco versus Darkhorse here in Division 1. Week 1 of the Premier League. Keep an eye out on any of this longer distance stuff, which is probably going to go the way of the Germans. You can see Looney over here with Gecko. Got some rocket snipes prepped. Let's try to catch those. Want to see if when they're going to get those off. Map edge being established by Hay. Here comes the rockets. Really good placement. Might be a little early though. Really good prep by Taco there on those snipes. Second one going in. Misses as well. No snipes land from the tank side of things. Not seeing anything landing over here. Taco making the 2-truck push into the point. 1 truck. Oh, goodness. That artillery shell just absolutely takes out both of those trucks full of infantry by Taco. Still Taco with the early pressure here on the point. Not sure if there was a snipe the other direction. There might have been, or something happened with the truck, because 3-5 is quite behind over here. Taco already taking this crossroads at the end of the map with force. Those 2 trucks on the hard cap did take out some infantry, but very quickly able to recover is Taco. Squad leaders up here, Hood, Ogerson, Maxi, Juju, all pushing up now towards the point. 3-5 just a little bit slow here coming out of this area. We have Diesel, Flavortown, Reet, and this Lux just going to be trying to push in here. And let's see what Taco is able to do about this Lux push. As they close in on a capture here, it looks like there is a Stewart. So we might see the classic battle. Ogerson with 1 into him. You see that other Stewart hitting him in the side. This Lux in a bad spot. TT with another shot into him. Gonna reload that rocket. Go for the rear shot. But Taco coming out really, really strong at the start here with a solid cap of artillery battery as allies. So while this whole deal develops here, let's take a look at the map. You can see 3-5 definitely struggled on the map edge, and now they're left here lacking without even a garrison yet. Just goes up, and they're going to need that to defend against this massive push that Taco has coming over here. In the north, it's a little bit lighter. We have Dan. Oh, wow, never mind. Taco dedicating a 2 squad leaders over here, 3 squad leaders right off the bat. Going to capture the church, and most likely already have a garrison here, so that's really, really well done by Taco. 3-5 not going to let that slide, though. Already they're pushing into it and flying spears. Major Dementia over there, along with Squiggly, further out there in the north. And this is going to be something that you're going to have to keep an eye on all game. Both teams really, really need this to impose their will on the other. But Taco, if they're able to keep this going, they're setting themselves up really nicely for Church Road. Back on the point, Taco is pushing hard. All the way up to the blue line here now is Za. Natuk already takes out this Lux that was retreating, and now dangerous territory. We do see the medium for Darkhorse right over here. Zay owns Taco, is going to come over here and try to defend it. Za going to try to destroy it with, man, I'm going to butcher the name, but Natuk, I'm going to, maybe. Think he's out of rockets, but Za is the squad leader, I believe. Let's see here, this could be a big play. Gonna get one into him. And there's Juju right over here with TT as well. TT takes a absolute missile of an artillery round. Is this empty? Yeah, this is empty. Wonder how that happened. But look at this, Taco already moving on Church Road. The sector pressure that they're exerting already is impressive, putting 3-5 on the back foot. And 3-5 is just nowhere to be found on the map right now. Oh, there's something I'm seeing in the match thread saying that they need to reset the match or Artie can't get on the gun. Our players got admin punished for some reason. Not sure what's going on here, guys. Do apologize. Not sure exactly what's going on here. Alright, guys. Seems like there might be some issues with the bot or something like that. We're just going to have to see what the league officials do here. We might actually see a reset here of the server. I'm not sure what the just give us a second while we figure this one out. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen.
Season 2, lights on, here we go. Division 1 battlefield, front row. Taco's got the crown, heavy
Alrighty, guys, we're back. So, looks to have been just a slight issue with some of the RD bot stuff. Not 100% sure. So, teams are remustering now. This is not the start of the match, but we'll see another flip here, hopefully in the next minute or two. Teams are on track. Taco already with 50, and Darkhorse working back up to their full players as well. So sorry very much about that, guys. We are gonna get back up on track here. So maybe like a little bit of a soft preview like we saw in the EXO versus 3-5 Summit match that I also casted. So you know what? I'm gonna recuse myself from these matches because seems like second time we've seen this, but it's all good. This game is, anyone who's been around long enough kind of knows how it can be. So, what are you gonna really do? We'll get back on track and get back into the fight here. Get a little sneak preview, and maybe these guys are able to hone their openers a little bit better here now, but we'll certainly see. I think we're already back at 50-50, which is good to see. Very good to see. Just waiting on teams to confirm that they're ready, and we'll be kicking off here again. Tackle all in their HQ. Probably feeling like hoping their adrenaline rush doesn't wear off here. These games, it could be hard going from all right, go, go, go. And it's like, all right, wait, now stop and remuster. And it's like, oh man, takes it out of you. These players are anything like me. Just gonna get the flip here. Just the thing with the artillery bot where I guess if you jump on during the muster, it can influence how it works, when the map is flipped. But, I'm not an expert on how those things work, so I'm not gonna be able to speak intelligently to it, so not gonna touch it. We'll see here. Again, we're gonna be joining Pirate off the jump here. Taco looked really, really strong on that push in, so they're obviously looking to replicate that same sort of success. We'll look a little bit more on the 3-5 side here in the start of this one so that we can kind of see if they can clean up a little bit of what hurt them the first go around here, particularly around the map edge. So we see the notice map flip is coming. So again, we'll be back underway here, and something a little bit more than a dry run, a little less than a match, I guess, is what we'll call what we saw here. And I just got to put into the chat here to tell everyone that, hey, in 30 minutes time, you're gonna actually be watching the match. You guys aren't complaining, right? Because it's more hell let loose. This is the game we all love, at least from the spectator side. Map flip. Start. Okay. Now everyone knows exactly when this match will start. I don't think we'll be having any more mulligans here. But we do see Pirate. What squad was he? Queen. Oh no. Pirate's got a... But we do see the map. It's another of the same one, so they preserve that so that there's no other factors here. See Pirates in the KIA screen, so he should be able to let me in here in a second. Oh, never mind. Should I join here to start? Join Savvy. Just... Okay. All right. I just put something in there so I'm not accidentally messing them up. Just join the person with the least amount of players to cause the least amount of issues. So sorry about that. It's that kind of game so far, it would seem. So again, the layout is exactly the same. So we'll see if anything will transpire differently than what we see, what we saw, I guess, in that last sort of soft preview. We will start the timer, so at least we'll get that one right. And let's focus a little bit more on the 3-5 side time, or the Darkhorse side. This time around, kind of know where those rockets are going to land, so maybe they adjust. But I'm sure that I don't even think that has aired yet from the 30-minute delay, so there shouldn't be any advantage in that regard in terms of players watching the stream in that interim time. So no need to worry there, guys. I'll stop those just before they start. I mean, there's a little bit, obviously, that's been given away, but only so much you can do about that. We'll see if we can catch these trucks coming in from this angle. I also want to see if 3-5 wants to do anything differently, or maybe they weren't able to execute what they wanted to do because of that issue that they were facing. But here we go, for real this time. Darkhorse versus Taco, Division 1, Week 1 of the Premier League. Taco, your Division 1 champions of TPL Season 1. Darkhorse, your champions of Division 2, being promoted up here to Division 1. So it's one of those classic matchups here. See those rockets still not quite having gone out. Mitch already in a good spot. Tank snipes going in. Just missing the trucks here for a little bit more of a contest off the start. Those same snipes just missing barely. I think this snipe might have landed last time, which caused them a lot of trouble, but that's a really nice little splash spot. You know that they're going to want to build a garrison there, but you can see 3-5 much stronger out here this time. Taco pushing their trucks in here. Ogerson says, I'm going to get out and avoid that happening again, but the other truck is not so lucky. Taco still with a really good amount of pressure here at the start. Edgy jumps out of his truck and able to get one kill before going down himself. We have Diesel, Zay pushing up here with Ozone and 2 Luxes for Darkhorse, pushing in and splashing the backside of this point. Taco still doing a really good job of controlling that southern map edge, but 3-5 or Darkhorse in a much better position than they were before. But still an uphill battle with that amount of Taco infantry in front of you. On the meat grind here, Edgy, Flavortown, Z-Fork, Aurelius, all pushed up here. The linchpin being these 2 Luxes. This one just pounding this the Stewart. And I definitely think that there was some issues with the last opening, with the issues that 3-5 was having. 3-5 now making a little bit of a push here. Tank now pushing in for Darkhorse as well. Their medium, we can see that's going to look to take out the Stewart, just missing it. Don't quite see the 75. I think it's peeking. Yep, the peeking on the south side of the building there. Might be able to line up for a shot here. Don't know if that's called out for Darkhorse. Who do we have in the tank here? We have Deathface, Vader, and Iowa. The Lux is taking shots from the front from Juju. Darkhorse pushing in hard to the point now. Resurgent infantry from Z-Fork squad. Z-Fork getting just battered by artillery there. It's going to come down to this medium battle, as it so often does here. Medium on the other side is also looking for these Luxes, I believe. This medium should be able to take out this Stewart here. Stewart's definitely pinged out. Oh, but the medium takes out the Stewart. Not sure if he has line of sight on the medium. Taco now on the advantage. Or I'm sorry, 3-5 on the advantage. Didn't see which way that was going. One shot into the Stewart. Rick, and a kill on the Stewart, so that's going to keep up this momentum for Darkhorse. Now around quarter cap, a little bit more. Medium playing defensively. Oh, and that ricochet, that was cool. That medium still in a defensive position. This medium in a really dangerous spot. Lucky that they are the Germans, because the bazooka won't be able to side pen them the same way it can with the 75, which is probably why we're seeing them play a little bit more cautiously here. Don't want to lose your medium here in the first 9 minutes, especially mid-cap still going back and forth. Let's take a break from there, and this south side is really what's going to end up doing Darkhorse in. Hoopa Scoopa, who is a immense player, so good, taking this high ground here, and while there's not a lot of cover, he might just be able to suppress these guys enough for his map edge teammates to push up. And if he's able to get up here, I mean, I can see 2 outposts over there by the Muhammad, now Bergs. Oh, but Muhammad's able to put Hoopa down. Beat grind is still going hard towards the church, being won by Taco. We have Wolf and Dan already kind of coming in behind these guys, and they are set up for an incredible play. Dan taking out Monticello. We just have Crippler back there on the AT gun. And if Dan can start wiping these outposts, we can see one hell of a play here, guys. Ozone, I think, now wise to Dan's presence. Take a look at the map really quick. You can see this front line getting very thin for Darkhorse. Taco now looking like the favorites to cap it. Dan throwing a couple nades, I believe, wipes one outpost with that. Spawn wave happens anyway, but Ozone goes down. Both of those guys go down. And that's another outpost on this front door wiped out, down to just 2 outposts over there. Might be, yep, just 2 outposts. And Taco looking to consolidate. We get this sort of angle here. You can see the south really beginning to get one over here. This medium is kind of in a dangerous position here, or getting towards a dangerous position. We can see the medium for Taco now coming into position. And this is a over 10-minute mid-cap fight already here, guys. Medium might have a shot. I think those boxes are just barely in the way for him. Yep. But he's in a spot where if that medium peels out post-cap, could spell disaster. Taco closing in on the 3-2 here. And a ready quick pressure, as sometimes you see in these matches where there's such a long mid-cap fight. Immediate pressure is then being put on Church Road by Taco. Let's just see this tank here. It's getting absolutely swarmed. Ogerson, I believe, puts a satchel on, or believe he's probably satcheled. You see in just the map control that Taco has won after that mid-cap doesn't just go towards the sector, it goes towards Church Road as well. 3-5 in a situation where they just have 2 garrisons out here in attacking sector area. And then, you know, now just getting established over here, which is good to see. Matt and Squiggly just in a shootout here. Matt comes out on top there. A little bit of a good front line coming up here for Darkhorse on this red-blue. But Taco, knowing, you know, what we talked about before this, for the cast about this group of housing, you're seeing Taco just kind of descending upon it now, and if they're able to clear this sort of area, it's going to spell disaster for what they're able to put up on the front line. And you can see Dan, Ryan up there towards the north, kind of doing the same thing in line with these guys. So Taco playing the strategy very, very well right now. Just marching their way forward. And it's really going to come down to if they can reach this this last hedge line. Oh, goodness, that's a hell of a rocket by Wolfdog, taking out one of the outposts. Kills one who knocks as well before going down himself, but that's a big takedown of the outpost. I'm not sure if the squad leader's dead, but if we take a look at the map, relying on 4 outposts up here, going hot already. Up at Church Road, we have Looney and Leon working their magic over here. Just Agent Stone on the defense in hard cap. Garrisons, not one close, even OPs, in fact. Savvy then going down to Looney. Agent Stone gets the refrag to clear off Church Road for the time being. Love you, Leb. That was 30 minutes after you asked for me to say that, but I hope it still counted. Taco now pushing off of the church. See Wolfdog, Ryan, Gecko, Matt all pushing here. Bip with 2 big kills over here. A big spawn wave on a garrison for Darkhorse, which should let them kind of clean this up a little bit. We see Tau and Squiggly also over there that are working to wipe those Taco outposts, but still the pressure that Taco's been putting on this has been crazy. Leon getting back in here with his squad. I'm not sure if this is an airhead or what over here right now. But lots of Tacos spawning over here. So let's see if we can catch that and see what's going on here. But Taco already quick in. Savvy crossing the field. Gonna see if she can... Leon in such a good position inside that house. Anyone coming from the south is going to be in a world of trouble. But Taco looking in a really good position to cap this at the best. And at the worst, completely wipe out everything that's down here in the south for 3-5. But you can see just from the map, just one spawn here and one spawn out to the north. And this one really isn't even in soft cap. So probably about 100 meters to run before you get into a spot where you're influencing the cap. Reinforce goes down by the commander, which does pause it. Commander Tej pauses the cap for just a moment, but as Lord Vestimir and, you know, Hood, who just died, gets into the point here, it's not making much of a difference. Now it is with Buckwild, Lux, Tau getting all into more of a hard cap presence, but you have to wonder if this is going to hurt 3-5's ability to attack. We're seeing an airhead being dropped, which is a Taco airhead. Maybe a little bit late on that one for Taco. You could have dropped it maybe a little earlier, but appreciate the fact that you don't really know what's going on. It's in the middle of this field here, and Muhammad, Crippler, Flavortown all around. Gonna just toss a nade on that one, I'm sure. Yep, you see Flavortown, and that one is gone. So maybe some of that threat removed for the time being for Darkhorse. Leon and his squad, Looney, Negan, all gonna be pains though, as long as that stays up. Looney doing a good job of keeping his squad's outpost up. We see another spawn in here. I'm not sure how that spawn was able to last. That's incredible, and it's crazy. Looney still defending the outpost area, and just kind of keeping up as much pressure as they can here. This is really good work by Taco. Look how many Darkhorse they're drawing into the point here now. Oh goodness, I just saw it's that guy's name that I was having trouble pronouncing before is just Nate UK. You know, sometimes I feel like I'm good at pronouncing names, and then situations like that happen, and I realize that I'm actually terrible. So, apologies, Nate. I am very sorry. Try to find him and give him some love later on. Oh goodness, getting called out. That's fair. Let's take a look at the map here. 3-5 doesn't lose as much ground as maybe I thought. They definitely lose this group of housing that, you know, again, is just so important, but not completely brushed off the south side of this map, and not completely pushed back either from the D column. So you can see now that manpower flowing from point. It's going to be flowing up here to the north to the church, and going to try to recapture that hedge line. But for now, I mean, speaking from experience, Legion had played EXO as the allies here, and crossing where Taco is now to where 3-5 is now is not an easy task for the Germans. This orchard is really hard to fight through, especially, you know, oh wow, what a rocket there. What a rocket. Especially with some of our communities, should say, you know, maybe proclivities to stand inside bushes. This is prime territory for that, as Taco might find out here as they push there, but supported by a medium, so in a good spot. Coming down the line. Taco winning the battle for the blue line here. Great rocket by Juju, just absolutely sniping Darkhorse's MG there. Dan continuing to be a problem over here. Gonna see if he can do a little sneaky move on Tau. But Tau says, nope, I'm going to do the sneaky move. But Gecko's going to refrag before going down himself to Bip down here. So there's a lot of action here in this one so far. But Taco's looking like they're going to be pushing across this field here, which is, you know, honestly, I don't envy them one bit on this push. Maybe more taking fixing positions is better, and maybe what they're doing here, especially with that tank, because they still are causing problems here on Church Road for 3-5. I think this is really outlining the difficulties of offset points. Wolfdog using that shotgun to good effect there, taking out 2. You know, people talk a lot about the wow, what a nice shot with that shotgun there. Go off, Wolfdog here. But people talk a lot about the disparity of the assault class between the Germans and the Americans. But I mean, Wolfdog's really not doing my point justice here, because he made that shotgun look really good right there. But the German MP40 engineer is so much better than the American shotgun engineer. But Wolfdog making it really, really work for him. Lone man in the point, and that's exactly the territory you want the shotgun in there. Murphy making a good push across this field somehow. We're seeing tons of rockets coming in here from Pupa, and that's a name that I'm not even going to try. I'm sorry. We're hearing a Tiger just below us. Rep station perhaps going down? Nope, just a truck. So haven't seen a heavy... Oh, no, I think that's the heavy for Taco over here. Take a quick look at what they're doing. Yep, they're 76. Lining up to see if maybe he can get a nice sneak shot here, supported by the rep station. Love to see it, boys. Taco winning the fight for this orchard here, pushing up to this house before getting clobbered just there. Not sure what this was. Is just that medium? I believe so. Nope, just a rep station. Taco really kind of tightening the noose here. If we take another look at the map, you can see kind of exactly the territory the Taco's occupying. On this front door especially, really, really dangerous. And let's join in here again with Looney, Matt, Aim Fine, Leon, Lord. These guys are all doing a really good job here on this front line. Nice repositioning there by Looney. Have to be careful here. Supported well by his teammates there. Nice frag by Matt. These guys now pushing into the point. Looney gets 1. It's just Buck and Savvy. Looney gets 2. Looney gets 3. What a play. Playing this front door really, really smart here. Now pushing in. Gonna tell his teammates, hey guys, it's clear. Push up my way. See Aim Fine and Bazaar getting that memo. Bazaar putting down his outpost for some more front door pressure. I think we're going to see a big spawn wave here in these next couple waves off of that. Leon coming in here to reinforce. Comet and Nebraska now going to try to hold their outpost, which is just over here. Leon now moves up his outpost, and now we have 2 outposts here just on the other side of this hedge. Taco owning this blue line now. Stage comes into frame. Wolfdog comes into frame. Matty Ice back there. Medium comes up here, but Matty Ice dispatches that quickly. And now cap pressure is on again. Buckwild, one who knocks. Matthias and flank here on the defense. Matty Ice doing a really good job of kind of cinching the artery of reinforcements down this road. So really a push set up by Looney here and his squad, and then Bazaar and Leon placing their outposts. Now we're seeing these spawn waves. Ogerson, Kurt, and Negan all pushing up here. And it is tough times here for Darkhorse. No spawns in area. That flare goes up is worrisome. I'm sure they're able to see this outpost spawn and this outpost spawn. And they're really without any way to deal with it right now. Looney, Stage, Matty I's doing a really good job of holding this road down. And then the rest of the boys just sitting in hard cap. And I think this might be a Taco cap and set up really, really nicely by kind of a play that we followed the whole way there with Looney and Leon and Bazaar there. So really good to see when everything's clicking for these D1 teams how it looks. Three-5 trying to make this push. Bombing run is coming in. Unfortunately, doesn't look like it's going to get a ton here. And that will be a 3-5 cap. Or I'm sorry, a Taco cap. 4-1 to Taco here with an hour and 2 minutes remaining. You can see some of this push coming from, another pizza slice area over here. This is a very important area to kind of have control of for Church Road. Would like to see, unfortunately, no SLs over here. So no ability to sustain this presence here. So we'll see that cleaned up probably very quickly by Taco. And now we have Crossroads where, I mean, guys, you can see we're talking about maybe 20 meters from red line to hard cap. So if if Taco is able to battle their way up to the hard cap, this is a very difficult one for 3-5 to hold on to. Now, it is in line with Crossroads, with Church Road, so that does work out a little bit better for them, but it's all about maintaining this blue line now if you're Taco. Or if you're Darkhorse, apologies. Leon with the two big quick frags on those guys crossing the field. Farmer and his squad, Bizarre over here too, already kind of sowing chaos in the back lines. We look on 3-5's map, not anything over here to really stop them from this happening to them. What a rocket by Pickle Rick. It's hilarious. He turned himself into a AT guy. Funniest shit I've ever seen. Pickle Rick, what a shot. Now Matty Ice pushing in here. Church Road being capped by 3-5. Just that sector pressure over here in the area of Spears, Nebraska, Squiggly, Murphy. Just enough to kind of take it in their favor, but you know, we're seeing this infiltration by Bizarre and Matty going to be a problem. See where their garrison is. It's hiding out in here somewhere, or it just got rocketed. Nope, didn't get rocketed. That was the fake garrison. It gets me too. I don't feel bad. There's the garrison over here that they just spawned on. Like to see a little bit more of the armor play going on here. So we see a Tiger for Darkhorse rolling out here. Who is this? This is Boothy, Enemy Paul, and Slip. Haven't quite seen where Taco is positioning their armor here as they push in. See if we can get an eye on that. Yep, we can see it. The 76 here pushing through orchards. Gonna play in this open field here. No doubt he has pings on that Tiger. Go down so you guys can see it a little bit better. So right now, 3-5 doing a good job of keeping everything in front of them. With Bizarre going down there, it's truly, you know, everything that they have to worry about is what's happening in front of them right now. So you have those guys, Dementia, Bip, one who knocks out here in the wheat field, fighting Ogerson, Kimbo, Juju, and Dan, Nate, UK. Wow, that seems so painfully obvious now that I'm been told that. So these guys all pushing out here. 3-5 doing a really good job of stalemating this. I mean, for a moment there, it would have been easy kind of for Taco to use that momentum and push in, but stabilizes a little bit. And their biggest worry has to be what's happening here with Bizarre and this squad over here, who's been really kind of the MVP of the game so far. You can see Looney coming in here with a satchel, no doubt, moving to get it on. Boothy jumps out. Oh, goodness. Boothy lives that. Gotta love the grease gun. Takes out Looney. Oh, Looney is like, oh my god, what is this gun even doing? Oh, that's brutal, but almost a big play there by Taco that certainly could have changed the game. But OP remains up, so they will get back in here shortly, I imagine. big spawn waves off of Eli's outpost. Crippler versus Maxi here. Fighting over this one hedge line here. Max is saying, I got like 4 guys on the other side of this hedge from me. Able to take out Priz. Crippler and Eli taking a little bit of a flanking route. But if they're not able to push as a team up there, then, you know, nothing really is going to end up happening. We could see Bazaar into Church Road, or, yeah, into Crossroads, rather. Matty Ice in here as well now. Not sure where that tank went off to. Looks like out here to the north. Maybe gonna have a showdown against this, this 76. Not sure where exactly that 76 has gone off to. Maybe it's out there in the distance, yeah. We might see a shot from it here. See another medium over here. Taco's still working on moving that armor up. You see that 176 moving up down the road now. I think if I'm that 76, I would like to, or if I'm the infantry, I should say, because that's the only intelligent aspect of the game that I could speak to, is, you know, as an infantryman, I'd love to have my tank over here and help like guys like Dan and Deke over there all push up. As you can see just how much manpower Darkhorse is dedicating here, but Matty Ice gets behind him before getting maybe direct impacted by artillery there. That might be the most direct artillery shot I've seen. Tiger now reinforcing the other Tiger as well as the medium here, so Darkhorse using the fact that they're backed up to their advantage here, able to pump out these tanks really quick and put them into the battle. But then you got guys like Looney that are working in the behind this entire game. Wolf Dog, Pickle Rick, Matty Ice. And you can see this kind of squeeze going on here for Taco right now. Everywhere you look, it's getting close than it was 2 minutes ago. You got this north side starting to get collapsed. You have this east side. Sure, they're going to be looking to put their tank up. They just don't want to put it into harm's way with these other Tigers here. Then you have this south side as well, where really these two Tigers are gonna, or these two tanks are gonna make it very, very difficult for Taco to really do much of anything. And I've definitely been in that situation as infantry before. Getting really, really close in here now on Crossroads. Matty Ice pushing with that satchel. Goes down to the coax, but big spawn wave on that garrison. Gonna get those guys in here. Bombing run coming in. I will, or nope, that's just a recon plane just overhead. 3-5 kind of regains the manpower on the point with that garrison spawn, so if you're Taco, you're looking for that spawn wave on recon or on a flare. do hear a tank go down. I'm not sure where that was. But these tanks still all up over here. With the front door getting pushed up by these guys here. Deke's just gonna hold his angles here, let no one get past him. He knows that if he holds this, it's kind of holding the entire front door. He does hear Ledford though, and I think he'll go for him after hearing him shoot the other direction. And he does. Maxie's up here with his OP. Getting ready to push in this door. Diesel with a big OP pop over there though on the right side of your screen, so a really big play by Diesel. But as long as these tanks are up right through by Darkhorse, they have a chance. They're in this game. Bugsy's got to play anchor right now on that outpost. You know, 3-5 can probably burn it just from through the wall here. Oh, Bugsy almost with a big play, but does let his OP get back in. Maxie's up here. Gonna take out Aurelius. In this little battle here. Going back and forth. These trades. Looney getting suppressed by Diesel. Rockets coming in by Juju. Suppresses just enough to get that out of there. Ah, Priz, if he would have sort of moved up a little bit, he could have gotten their outpost and cleared it up a little bit, but tanks are still up and active for Darkhorse here. Love seeing everyone in chat for these D1 games. It's you know, something I look forward to so much, so I'm glad to see everyone joining it as well. At least I hope you're enjoying it. This front line, really, really tough, but Aurelius, I think, does take out the outpost there. So, for the time being, this is going to be a lot clearer for 3-5. But that noose to the south is tightening. Let's check out what they're up to here. We got Dan and Sleeping Family pushing through this area, and they got their 76 with them. So this could be the blow that Taco's looking to make. We do see they have a garrison over here, you know, able to get some quick manpower in. The sector cap has begun, and you can see that enemy has begun to capture a critical sector. Taco making their move here in the south. As long as they are able to support this tank and kind of push in together, they might end this one early. Certainly looking to do so. Point getting more and more Taco names in it. The blue is being wiped out and replaced by red here. Monticello goes out after an OP spawn. Looney and Gecko are on top of that. Gonna pop that, and if we take a look at the map, this leaves 3-5 with really nothing to get onto the point. We have OP here by Savvy, I believe. They are pushing, gonna take up this hedge line and prevent any of those reinforcements. Gecko, TT, Looney, Ryan, 2 heavies, 3 heavies. Or not 3, yes, 3 heavies. Oh my goodness. 176 gets penned. And they're going to double tap this heavy here. 1 and 2. There's a tiger going down. So 3 heavies in your strong cap. You don't want to see that as a defender. So really, really well played here by Taco. A little bit of a bombing run here at the end by 3-5. Maybe it can stall this out a little bit. But a lot of these guys in buildings or in tanks. And those heavies just going to be an impossible task to take out for just these couple infantry that are left. Airhead coming in as well now for Taco. Just throwing the kitchen sink at them in this last couple moments of the cap. And that is looking like it's going to be a week 1 in the books in Division 1. Taco moving on 1-0. Darkhorse going down to 0-5 or 0-1 by the score of 5-0 at the start of this season. But like we've said so often during this this season, it's been it's a long one ahead of us, and you know, can't count any of these teams out just yet. But what a show for us here in week 1. I'm really happy to have streamed it, and I'm really glad you guys all chose to join us here on your Sunday. So I hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday afternoon, Sunday evenings, and a great start to your week tomorrow, everyone. We will see you next weekend for some more TPL action. Take care, everyone.